Everybody you are with us behind the banner. Behind the banner. That's the most important thing. We can provide you till Jesus comes. If you are in the banner, we see you as part of us. No police can arrest you. No police. .3 FM. A very pleasant and a wonderful afternoon to you. Welcome, welcome, and welcome again. Well, it's a special day broadcast. It's October 1st.
First of all, I want to say Happy New Month. But for some persons, they wouldn't want to hear me say Happy Independence Day. I don't know if you want me to say Happy Independence Day to you. Well, okay, maybe I should say Happy Independence Day, Nigeria, not to you. Is that fine? Well, it's okay. My name is Jude Ikami Jude. All right. For me, I want to tell you what is happening around Nigeria at this present moment, and of course also discuss what is happening to Nigeria, okay, and if there is any possible way out of all of this quagmire we found ourselves in the past 64 years. In 64. It's fine. Let's just talk about all of these things today on Matters. Don't forget that you can be part of the conversation right now because we're streaming, and of course, YouTube is there. Get to YouTube and of course join us in the conversation. Of course, WhatsApp is also there. All right, everyone. 64 years already. It's okay. Frank Ayala is in the studio this afternoon. Good to have you join us, Frank Ayala.
Good afternoon, Jude.
Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you. Like I was saying, should I say Happy Independence Day or I should just say Happy New Month to you? Which one would you prefer?
Either of the two.
Okay.
We are there already.
Where are we?
This morning, I think I woke up to got some little a shock. Because normally, when the president is about to give a speech, as an investor and a patriotic Nigeria, somebody who wish for a better Nigeria, you need to have your pen beside you to take note of what those policies you could be rolling out. Unfortunately, there was no policy directions in all the speech this morning. The president is still campaigning after 16 months in office. If you listen to it carefully,
you consider that campaign?
It's a campaign. I will. After 16 months, a year and 4 months in the office, when you have a 4 years tenure, 1 year, which is about 25%, is gone. Now, another that also dropped in my mind: if Nigeria was to be a human being, at 64, it's already facing retirement.
Okay.
What will he living on? What will he live on after retirement? 64, you are retired. Retirement age is 60. If Nigeria was to be a human being that go to work and close after 60 months, after 64 years, you retired. What will you be living on after retirement? So that is the questions I feel we all need to be asking ourselves. After 64 years, what is that thing? Jude, a man that lived for 64 years that is still borrowing at 64 years, what is he telling you? He's borrowing for the children to pay. That is what is happening to Nigeria. At 64, we are begging for debt forgiveness. You listen to our vice president, Shetima, appealing to United Nations to forgive us our debt. And Shetima was not telling the whole world, what do you do with the debt? That was last week. Then a week after that appeal, you are coming to tell us what you will do after 64 years. So that's why I said it's very disappointing that we are where we are. And I'm not, and the president rounded up by saying there's a light after the tunnel. We don't even have a tunnel. Not even to talk of the light. You are talking of we should have hope in Nigeria. Last 2 weeks there was an election in Edo for you to have also because justice is not just to be done, it needs to be seen being done. If you want to also have hope, if the vote in Edo has been counted and the right person emerge, people say okay, there is a light, there is a tunnel we are actually building. 2023, we know how the election went. We know what console to play. Those are things you need to also say, okay, how do we address these lapses? You are not addressing, you are telling us how you met 30 trillion waste and means, how you pay off backlog of USD. Under your watch, USD left about 700 naira to about 1, as we speak now, it's about 1,500 something naira by USD. That means in every $1,000, somebody is 1.5 million naira rich. So I think for me, I don't really see the hope. In as much as we are encouraged by our religion to be hopeful for things we are not seeing, but we need to see something, because you need to see the food where you are eating. Today, people are on the street protesting on Independence Day. Let's not go far. I remember when we were growing up in that early 90s. Independence Day is a celebration day for the nation. You see where they dress up school children, go to stadium. But remember those days? I remember we used to be in Ogbe Stadium.
Of course.
You see the governor will come, there will be parade, there will be march part. Today we don't do all those things again because the wicked people have taken over power. Even the governor is not even confident to come to the public because he knows quite well that he's not the owner of that seat. That's why the president will not care. He told you very clearly that it was his turn. His turn by turn. So, for me, he said there is a light after the tunnel. I've not even seen the tunnel.
How would you then conceptualize the entire Independence Day speech? How would you look at it generally?
It fall flat to his face. I think for me, I will advise the president's speech writer. When the president is like a managing director of a company, he's going to give a brief at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year. He'll be taking a brief on then. Under this inflation, no job will be created. I also understand from the president's speech that they're going to create is it Ministry of Labor? It's going to create 2.5 million.
Okay.
How? Where to where? You listen to the protesters when they speak. Even the 70,000 naira have not been implemented by the federal government. The 70,000 naira. Jude, convert your 70,000 naira to USD. What's less than $50? So yeah, how when I'm leaving my house, what's going to be the lifestyle of my children? What's going to be the effect of those my hard work on them? Not to tell us you will do this, we will do. 27% of your tenure is gone. You are still telling me you will do.
You know, someone is saying something here. Like I said, I want to give everyone, I want to bring you up to speed. All right, that's what I'm here to do. Because of our time, 64th independence. All right, David Mark is saying that Nigerians must learn from past mistakes. Is it Nigeria? Don't you think he's supposed to say government, those in the seat of power, should learn from past mistakes, or average Nigerians on the street? What do you think? Learning, because I remember this same man was part of. Let me not go there.
I don't want to interpret. I don't want to imagine what he's trying to say to Nigeria. Jude, I don't think there's any human being that have been in the classroom for 64 years that will not graduate. David Mark was once in this country Minister of Communications. If I'm right. As information they call it there, communication. Who said telephone is not for poor man?
Of course.
That same David Mark was a senator in this country for about 20 years.
20 years.
Was one of the youngest ministry administrator in Nigeria. Go to his village. You should tell her what he have done. He was a Senate president. He was a Senate president for 8 years, uninterrupted. You see, Jude, one thing that I've come to realize in life, those who refuse to defend justice will one day, within their lifetime, become a victim of injustice. Which mistake are we learning from? Who created the past mistake? Is it me that are below Nigerian age? Like what I told one man recently, it was during I think that was during Jonathan's era, really. We have some side discussion. We were put that, and then the man was 70 years. And I asked the man one question. How old is Jonathan? Jonathan was then 50 something, about 54 years. If Jonathan that is 54 years, that is a problem of a 70 years old man, that means the man does not know what he's talking about. Why will a 54 years old man be my problem? Judy, I don't know your age. A man that you are younger than, a man that is younger than you with about 10 years is not your problem. That means your priority were not right, never right. So it's not that man that is your problem. So David Mark is part of the problem we have today. What did he do when he was a Senate president? He was a governor in this country. What are those developmental projects he put in place that we can point to? Okay, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Today you can, if you take some countries, you see their, oh, this person, okay. I think there's a country I so much they call him Lee Kuan Yew, that guy from Singapore. Even when some Nigerians are campaigning, they are making references to him. How many people outside Nigeria that are campaigning that make reference to Nigerian leaders? So the mistake he's saying we shouldn't repeat is not to, is to make sure to look for you to get all these people out of power legitimately and push people that have the agenda.
64 years. I think Nigeria is supposed to also be talking about unity, justice, equity, fairness at this point in time. You know, bringing in the treatment melted upon the Igbos. Because when we're celebrating independence, I really want us to look at, you know, every aspect of our democracy, all right, every aspect of our country. Let's look at I would say punishment meted upon the Igbos. You know,
no. When you say
we're forgetting this.
When you say punishment, that means there was a decision to punish some people. And what was the degree of punishment? I don't want to use the word punishment on the Igbos. I would rather say the maltreatment. A punishment is different from maltreatment too.
That is even deeper.
Yes, punishment is a result of conviction from a crime. You will not be punished for it. They didn't commit any crime, but somebody can maltreat you not really going through the legal process. Because when you say punishment, somebody must have gone through a legal process, a process that give him a conviction and that stipulate the level of punishment. But in this case, it was not punishment. I want to say maltreatment. They were maltreated. They are still being maltreated because of, quote, what they think must have happened. I'm not privileged to be there. We read it in book, which is emerging from the Civil War. If you look at the Civil War, was the Civil War actually caused by the Igbos? Was the Igbo that actually fight the Civil War? It's a conspiracy theory.
That was why I said punishment. You understand? But with no reason.
Judy, we are all in this country where we are trying to tag some group of people terrorists or banditry during Buhari regime. Everybody we are calling a particular ethnic bandits, terrorists. Abi? Why? Because there was hatred to the man at the center who is from that ethnic. Today, the people that are kidnapping in river, southwest, southeast, they are not from particular region. They are all indigenous of that place. So it's a media narrative that they are trying to create, that because they don't like these people, let's give them this bad name. Judy, cockroach can never be an innocent person, innocent entity in the midst of an hungry chicken. That's where the Igbos find themselves. And for me, I will not push that narrative. I will not believe in that narrative. Democracy is a game of number. It's not a game of selection. What Nigeria is doing is not democracy anyway. It's not democracy. Democracy is a game of number. Judy, let's not go too far. Edo, election were just concluded on the 21st. And a result announced on 22nd. South, Edo Central, Edo South, Edo North. Go and look at the population that they turn out. We have about 2.3 million voters registered voter, and about 2.2 collected their PVC. The total result that turned out, the total result that came out according to the APC report, which is not the one on the IRED, is less than 600,000. That's about 25%. Either we like it or not, those 25% they've decided. Whosoever they decide on become the governor. What happened to the other 1.6 million people? They are silent. They felt they don't need to be part of the process. As such, people will select for you. So what does that tell you? There's a need to keep talking, keep engaging, keep disagreeing with the government. But when we are disagreeing with government, please do not go against the law. Even when you are angry, there is a laid down procedure for you to
get angry.
And address that your grievance. So nobody should destroy anything because you feel you are angry. Because that you are destroying also belongs to somebody else's children. It's out of our task. They constructed some of all those facilities. Those facilities were built. So because you are angry, which I might not be part of your anger, you don't start destroying government property. So we shouldn't use the word punishment on the Igbo. We should use the word maltreatment. They were maltreated, not because they were convicted of any crime. It was a perception that never run through the law court.
We'll touch more on that, but then let me give everyone update, on what is happening right now across Nigeria. Let me go to Osun State first. Youths today stormed the streets of Osogbo, the Osun State capital, to voice their frustration over the country's economic challenges. The demonstrators who were seen carrying placards with different inscriptions called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to reinstate the fuel subsidy. Bring back subsidy. I'll ask you a question. Hold on. This they said was to help ease the rising cost of living, particularly to the sharp increase in of course food prices. I want to ask you, would you want to be part of those persons who are saying or who are currently saying that subsidy should come back? I mean, let's continue to enjoy subsidy.
Okay, for me, I never believe there's subsidy in Nigerian PMF. There's no subsidy. There are some group of people that just look for a name. They say look for a dog. Give a dog a bad name to enable you hang the dog. How? Why did I say that? If Oshomole was right, I've actually not get time to go through it. When Oshomole was a labor leader during Obasanjo regime, there was an interview he granted then to AIT. To AIT there that there's no subsidy now here, and because he say in every barrel you refine you have about 159 liters of petrol, 159 minus other byproduct, jet one, kerosene, diesel, black oil. Let's not go there. Let's take the 159 for instance. Judy, what is per barrel per today? What is the cost of barrel per today? It's less than $80. If you convert $80 to another currency with this our current rate, it gives you less than 140,000 naira. Then take a liter of petrol we are buying for filling station now around 50 naira. Some filling station now around 20. Times by 159. You get more than even the entire cost of per barrel. So for me, Obasanjo once said, he said, corruption is the twin brother of inefficiency. When you have a corrupt mind, you look for a name to justify your criminality. There is no subsidy in Nigeria here. What Tinubu need to do is to tell us you should go and fight the cartel that have been collecting that money and let Nigeria not to suffer. I was in a discussion recently somewhere around the island. Some people who are definitely taking the brunt of this government inefficiency, who are paying dearly for it, will say something that they don't understand. How? I say when there is increase in fuel, what happen? The number of cars on the road will drop. If the number of the cars on the road dropped, the first person that take the first bullet is the vulcanizer. The vulcanizer will not have a job. Go now, some of them they are sleeping. How many cars on the road? When the vulcanizer take the bullet, the mechanic start sleeping. Is it on the car that the road the service? And the chain continue. Also, if there is increase in petroleum products, then the consumer, because okay, let's take Lagos for instance. Do we have a farm in Lagos? Have you ever seen where they produce yam in Lagos? Oh, they have one factory in Ikorodu. They say Kebbi, they are into the syndicate with Kebbi to bring rice. Kebbi that are fighting insecurity. People can no longer have to go farm. I didn't want to produce rice for you to come and mill in Ikorodu. If that happen, the common man that has less than 70,000 is want to take the bullet. So that is why we are telling this our president. Either we like you or we don't like you. You are the president of the nation. Now your turn is to come and do the right thing. If you are telling me that your turn was to come to president, to do what? It should return back. If there is subsidy at all, it should return it back. There is no subsidy. There is no subsidy in Nigeria. There is no subsidy in Nigerian petroleum. Jude, for some people that have traveled outside Nigeria, almost all the white man like there is subsidy. There is subsidy in their education, there is subsidy in their health, there is subsidy everywhere. But in Nigeria, there is no subsidy in education, there is no subsidy in health. People are dying, they are dropping dead. You are telling me there is subsidy in petroleum. If you get 159 liters per barrel, so times almost 1,000, that is 159,000 naira. That cover for the entire cost of one barrel. Where is the subsidy coming from? There's no subsidy. Okay, if there is subsidy, NNPC, if you listen to Dangote, that NNPC have lied. I'm quoting Dangote now. That they are selling to, they have intention to sell to NNPC below some certain price. NNPC telling you, so if you have to buy in Lagos with the price of Dangote, you're going to buy for now rather than 15 naira. Why do we need NNPC? Are they the owner? NNPC ought to be a regulator, not a player. So there is no such. All this is an attempt to cover what they've looted from this country, and they want to sustain the looting.
So for you,
there's no subsidy.
There's nothing like subsidy.
There's nothing like subsidy.
Okay, let me take everyone to Abuja right now. Operatives of the Nigerian police force, today fire tear gas canisters as Nigerian youth protesting against the high cost of living in the country. We had earlier reported that the protesters had assembled near the popular Berja roundabout, around 7 a.m. marching towards the Eagle Square. However, in an effort to disperse the protesters, the operatives of the NPF resorted to the use of force. Yes, in Abuja, it's happening again. The other time it happened, now it's happening again. The protesters are calling on the president, to immediately address the hunger and other economic crisis in the nation. Meanwhile, Tinubu had, in his nationwide broadcast, assured Nigerians that his administration was implementing many measures to reduce the cost of living.
Tinubu should not implement many measures. It should implement only one measure: bring down the cost of our fuel. Every other thing will fall in place. Don't implement so many lines. Leave other things. That fuel, because everything was anchored on the fact that you remove subsidy by fiat. I expect the president to have gone down to his office, sit down for like a month, study the books, get experts to interpret the figures. Policy statement. Rather, your sworn day, you pronounce a policy statement. Jude, before he used that word, subsidy is gone. You can still buy fuel for 185. Immediately pronounce that thing. What happened? Fuel went to about 568. That is about 200 and something % increase. That is the effect we are seeing today. Then again, let's get back to Abuja.
Okay.
Our president is a very violent person. He said it. He said he said get the election. He said grab the result. He said grab it and run with it. He said in Ogun State. The day he said
grab it and run away with it.
LA governor. So we also do it. There was a comment like that. LA one of Ogun State, Dapo Biodu. Go and listen to what he said that day. He said it's my turn. He said grab and run with it. Those are language of a violent person. So if you are expecting Tinubu to come and kneel down to beg you not to protest, you are deceiving yourself. Unfortunately, even the police that are check-gassing people not to ask for their rights, their children will also fall a victim of this injustice.
Now let's quickly point out this. The president has announced a 30-day confab, for Nigerian youths to discuss challenges confronting them.
That is a deceit. When I saw that, I was laughing. My daughter was asking, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "Look at this man who is deceiving." They said Tinubu that said they should attend national confab organized by Jonathan. There's a confab put together by reasonable Nigerians, respectable Nigerians. Tinubu mentioned people did not attend. He did not attend. He was given the invitation. He did not attend. You want to come and put are the youth not be speaking? Let's not go far. What was the demand of the youth during NSAS? That is enough for the conference. Go and pick their demand. Protest is going on now. Bad government protest. We have so many inscriptions. Go and pick it. We don't need a comfort that you keep some people who want to dash money to some APC youth and call them a national confab. That's what we want to do. You have started the campaign. Today there is protest going on. People carry inscription. And somebody spoke in Ikeja on that bridge that we are hungry. Reduce our subsidy. Fix our road. Those are discussions I expect to bring in. Get a committee within the government circle to do analysis and see how those things are incorporated into the Nigerian constitution. Because again, Tinubu cannot do anything without the constitution. There are some narrative they wanted to push recently during that bad government protest, that they should ask the governor what are they doing with their FAC allocation. Those were nonsense. Those were cheap discussion. Those were a lazy man thought line. Jude. Exclusive list. Exclusive, concurrent, and residual. We have about 63. Is this 60 or 64? Let me know. Okay.
63?
That control that 63 is the one that control the economy, not the one that belongs to the governor. Jude, do road from nothing anywhere. There's nobody that have eaten, that is happy, that want to work on that road. That's security. The security, the work of the federal government. All halves of the security. The currency control is for the federal government. What of power supply? What of this crude oil, this oil of 18? Those are what determine the inflationary flow that the state governor now say, okay, we can do this subject to this. Those are cheap arguments that when somebody is coming to screen, what are the governor doing? With the governor take your crude oil to go and sell and bring the money straight to the state. Obaseki was walked out of INEC Coalition Center. It does not control the police. Is it that person who says you go and provide security for people to go to the farm?
A governor.
A governor was walked out from Coalition Center because he's not supposed to be there by law. Or is it that person that does not walk out by the police? Is it that kind of person you say you go and provide security for people to work in the farm? Even when the governor tried to bring in vigilante to monitor those interland area for state to enable them to do their basic businesses, there was a fiat pronouncement from IG that suspended the law of a state. This is the punity. Local vigilante, okay, let's say for Lagos now, last one, it's a creation of the law. The president cannot pronounce them to leave road. It's a creation of the law. It went through the state assembly. It was signed into law by the governor to enable them to operate. That's how internal security is. So the governor, the president, or the IG cannot just wake up one morning and say a law is suspended for 30 days. And the president is telling me for me to have a hope that there's a light after the tunnel, where there's a blatant violation of Nigerian law by this government. You rig election, say we should go to the court. Then again, I'm afraid, and I'm also scared that the integrity of our lordship is being eroded every day by the politicians. The integrity of our lordship is being eroded every day by the politicians, not just APC, all political parties.
You mentioned insecurity, and I quickly want to take you up on that. I recall during the president's speech this morning, he said that he's going to show to Nigerians that his administration is winning, the war on terrorism and, of course, banditry. That's what he says. He said, his administration, the federal government is winning the war against terrorism and, of course, banditry. And for some Nigerians, they'll tell you, well, the president is trying, give him more time. But to some, the president is practically doing nothing. What do you have to say?
He's doing nothing. I belong to that school of thought. How? You are dealing with insecurity. You are not dealing with the ideology that is creating the insecurity. I was in Agege, close to us here. Went to get one or two things. I packed a little bit in one filling station, was walking down to get some things. About 6 or 7 boys, hungry looking young men, approach me, say, Baba, do something for us now. You know, do something now. How is he dealing with that? Jude, the Agbero that stayed there in the bus stop to beat conductor that refused to pay for what he never buy. How is he dealing with that? Insecurity is not just that man that carry gun and decide to do something with his life through that criminality. That's insecurity. Jude, the biggest insecurity we have today is hunger. That guy that went to stay in the bush, call it banditry, do you think he's enjoying it? If you have gotten the required education, can his children, my president, can his children go and do banditry now? Because they get, so it should create, since this government, since Buhari become president, APC, how many schools have they built? That when you want to fight insecurity, we need to look at what give room for this insecurity. Jude, children are, they say out of school children is increasing on daily basis across board. Drive around Lagos in the evening, you see young children washing your windscreen, selling on the traffic. Those are potential raw material for insecurity. Because one day nature will push him to get married. He raise children. He's starting on what will children to eat. Those are potential raw material for insecurity. How are we dealing with it? While he's fighting the physical miscreants who call themselves bandits in the north. Inflation is too high. Dangote said something early this middle of this year. He said nobody will create job opportunity with this current interest rate. Jude, MPRO is 27.25. Know what that means? That is the rate CBN can borrow commercial bank money. Do you think if a commercial bank go to borrow money at 27.75%, you come and borrow it to you at what rate? Then maybe a 30%, 29, worst case scenario, 828. You think a man will go and take a loan in commercial bank at 28% to go and build a factory that will stay for 3 years? Undermine other operational expense like government taxes. So, for me, he's doing nothing. If I thought you are waking up, because I understand he doesn't sleep in the night. If you don't sleep in the night, this is what we are getting. Please go and sleep. Sleep very well and snore so that we know that we don't have a precedent. If you must keep awake in the night, please, we need something better. Jude, try to connect from Lagos to Abuja by air and see what the cost you pay.
Let me ask you. Some persons will tell you that they don't have hope in this country anymore.
There's no.
Some will tell you, well, let's look at it. It's 50-50. Some
will
will tell you there's no hope at all.
When you look at the list of people he was calling this money for national award. Sorry, I have to call name again. Our current Senate president, who was standing a trial for a fraud, as alleged by EFCC then, was given a national award. What are you telling the youth coming? Get the money, commit the crime. At that level, they will give you a national award. So with Tinubu's speech this morning, it's a complete flat on his face. I did not see any policy direction. He did not communicate hope. He see campaigning after 16 months in office. 16 straight months. President says, we will do. Federal Executive have approved. We're going to send it to National Assembly to 16 months. So what have you been doing for 6 months? You'll be collecting salary, jetting the whole world. But he did not take 160 something to buy a private jet for presidency. Did he? It didn't cost you 116 months to buy SUV for the senators. Jude, at our level, we need to communicate hope. Obviously, your hope should be anchored on the premises. The premises is not enough. It's not strong enough to communicate that hope, except without seeing something different from tomorrow. But as it is today, this is the most clueless government we have ever had since 1960.
You think so?
Very sure. Even Buhari is becoming better than Tinubu. Unfortunately, somebody said it's a tragedy that sometimes we need to live with. He said, may we not miss Buhari. We're already missing him. Because during Buhari, I don't think, even when fuel is scarce, I don't think I'll buy for more than 500 naira. So we are buying fuel for it. Go outside Lagos, you see fuel 1,200 naira. So are we not missing Buhari? During Buhari, you're talking of 34.
I love the fact that you're expressing yourself, as regards this country, and of course your fears and your hopes, your aspirations. Now, basically, I want to look at Atiku's own fear. All right, Atiku Abubakar. Just this morning, he mentioned something that the nation is on the brink of a one-party dictatorship. He's scared that if care is not taken, if the needful is not done, then Nigeria will become a one-party system. Like the APC is set to take over. You remember what Akpabio said? No, not Akpabio.
Adams.
Aside Adams, Rabiu Kwankwaso also said it.
Yes.
That they are working towards collapsing all. Okay, let me not say all. Some political parties want to collapse them, and so they could, join the All Progressives Congress. Do you have same fear? I mean, what do you think? Do you think someday Nigeria will become a one-party state?
Jude, when you say fear, that means party system is democracy will no longer exist in Nigeria. People will no longer. Okay, now in 1999, go and check the voting population, see the turnout. 2003, 2007, 2011. Then by 2024, go and check the people that elected our president. We have registered voter 92 million, 94 million voter card collected about 800 million. The total vote cast is less than 30 million. What does that tell you? And the president, according to their record, got 8.9 million. Jude, take 8.9 million and put it into percentage of 220 million Nigerians. That is less than 2%. If you take 8.9 million,
okay,
and put it to the 8.9 million divided by 22 million Nigerians, 220 million Nigerians, you have less than 2% that elected a city president. That's why we are seeing some of all this insecurity. People does not believe there is somebody at the center. Because if you have read this guy Chino Achebe, all things fall apart. Say the central can no longer hold. Things fall apart. He said the central can no longer hold. When the president want to give a speech before now, look at that 80s when they sing that national anthem. Even when you're on top of your bed, you stand still for national anthem. When I was growing up, I remember vividly. When you are driving, you hear the national anthem, you will park. Please go back to your book, late 80s. When you hear the national anthem, you stand still. Today, the president is talking, people and say, what is wrong with this man self? Why is he talking there? Because people does not believe on that system. That is the danger. That is what articles have seen. It's entirely not Tinubu's fault. It has been a consistent build-up.
Okay.
The only person who tried to reverse that thing was Jonathan by doing things according to the law. If you Yaradua came with 7-point agenda, may his soul rest in peace. It is God that give and God that take. It's only God that know what happened to our president. It's a man I respect. Till tomorrow, when I hear that name, something struck my mind. The man that have intention to do good.
Okay.
When Jonathan came on board, he said, I'm not going to do 7-point agenda like my boss. I'm going to take on 3-point agenda. What is the 3-point agenda? He said, I'm going to enhance the electoral processes that will throw up whosoever Nigeria want. And even though when he work against him, we accept the process. Did he not? 2, he's not going to interfere with judicial processes. that anybody, any of the party member that has a court case, should go and get the best lawyer to defend him. Under his watch, they took Edo and give to Oshomole. Under his watch, they took Oshun and give to Fayemi. Under his watch, they Oshun and give Aregbesola. Under his watch, they took Oshun and give to Fayemi. Because he was not interfering with judicial processes. Can you say such a thing of this government? When people are already telling you, not be the day for court, now the day for court. Jonathan also said, I'm going to enhance, I'm going to decentralize power. Before Jonathan came, he said, Nigeria is too big to have one power holding company called NEPA. He brought out a law. He was able to enhance a law that decentralized it. Today we are not talking of power holdings, generation and transmissions. I also understand that some states are even planning their own independent power now because there's a law to support it. Those are the work of government. Stay by the law. When you stay by the law, people will have a reason to follow you. They also have this belief that if you go outside the law, we can question its authority. And that also speak on the investment environment, the business world. Jude, you are going to one country to go and invest your money. You buy a paper while you are waiting for to catch up your flight. You are reading about the country that the president does not speak. He is asking everybody to go to the court. Will you go to that country? So, all things put together, Tinubu to come to this reality is destroying our country by not staying put to the law. We go to the street and ask any Nigerian, hey, you want to go court? Forget those people. Now they're there for court. When people does not believe that there is a process for them to get their grief addressed, Baba, they will take to the streets.
With all of these pains, you are, in your heart, the way you talk, I listen to you keenly. With all of this pain, one can feel, I'm sure you are aware that a whole lot of persons have said, well, whether you like it or not, this administration will stay until 2031.
I don't want to believe 2021.
That Tinubu is still going to win 2027.
The Tinubu win the first election.
Yeah, but
he bought the election.
He's a president.
He can buy again. It's okay. I will not stand here to say the process that brought you up will be cancelled. Neither will I be foolish enough to believe that this Tinubu will ever do the right thing that will work against him. But truth be told, we don't enter one chance. The way you enter one chance, you have only two options. Either the fuel of the vehicle finish, they peacefully just leave you and the vehicle and run away, or they throw you out when the vehicle is on the move. So that's where we are. So we need to wait. Imagine people are you talking of 2027. It's an insult to Nigerian thought lines. How many of us will be on live to see 2027? Except those people that are looting us, that are taking money that does not work for. Tinubu said something this morning. When he said it, I imagine, does this man think at all? You say he met 30 trillion ways and means that will fully be paid off. Were you not part of the government that printed that currency to 30 trillion? Was a national leader of APC who have direct access to the president and the CBN governor. So I should pay for their crime. So for those people that are saying Tinubu will stay there till 2027, so be it for them. Bible says as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is.
Okay.
But for me, I don't wish it should be. Yes, you see the hunger that will ravage Nigeria. I pray it doesn't get to where Sudan is. Judy, a bag of 500,000 naira for a minimum wage of 7,000 or 70,000. A family of four will need at least average of bag of rice for a month. A family of four, a family of six, father, mother, and 4 children. Recently, I was in a discussion with somebody who lives somewhere around the island. It's on band A. He said as much as possible, he pay close to about 250,000 for a month. On the salary of minimum wage of 70,000. And somebody is telling me of 2027 that he has not even lived to see. It's where.
Are you also aware that Nigerians are getting tired of protesting?
Yeah, because protest does not really yield results. Because people that are really not, they made up their mind to destroy this country. Why will the protest yield the result? It will not yield the result. People are hungry. Among the protesters, give them 50,000. You not see, you not hear their voice again. They will need to solve their immediate family problem. Protest lost its relevancy immediately Buhari came to power. In January 2012, am I correct? There was a protest in Ojota that made Jonathan to reverse petroleum product from $145 naira to 97 naira. Furthermore, that same year, during election, he removed on that 10 naira. That's why when Labour talk, I look at what are these guys saying. Wamba, the former Labour president. Well, he was the Labour president there, president of the Labour Congress. When Osibanjo told us that they've removed subsidy, that's why they took it from 87 naira to 145 naira. We asked Wamba, why are we not protest? Why are we not? He said because we trust Buhari government. That's why we not protest against him. We don't trust PDP government because they will have APC. Today, where are we? So protests have lost its relevancy. But Jude, let us also know from the few books and few things we have seen, we have 3 types of protests. Protest, when people lock their shop, they did not go out. It's a sign of protest. Government is also losing money. Again, when people also go out to go and carry placard, it's also a protest. Jude, when people now stop talking to you, it's also a protest. So I will advise, no matter any of these 3 routes you want to take, please, there is no need to be violent. There is no need to take on government property because yes, they will say award that contract to themselves and inflate the contract as use our money to build what we've destroyed. That's why I will say very strongly, protest is of a 3 line. So let's know the one we go to implement before you start calling people out. Because Jude, if my shop is the one to survive me today, and you stop me not to go to my office, not to go and make my ends meet, so I only take care of my family, I will not be happy with you. So we need to select the kind of protest we need to do before we call people out. So protest for me is not yielding any results.
No, you didn't need result. Okay, I quickly want to read some messages now, and as we also touch on, I can read. I'm looking at some messages sent already from some persons. I actually want to anchor on, some of these messages. Nigeria is 64 years old. 64. I was listening to someone early this morning, and the person was saying the UN should come, if it's possible, that the UN can come to our rescue, and of course I reminded the person about the certificate saga, all that played out after the election. And what do you think? I mean, is it possible for any country, any organization, or anybody, whatsoever name they call themselves, to come to, our aid in any way possible? I mean, can it happen?
That call for me will not make any sense to the current reality.
You know why I said this is
a 64 years old man is already an old man. Jude, Jonathan did our rebasing in 2010. Then our rebasing. You see, sometimes when you bring people who does not believe in statistics, who does not believe in figure, who does not believe in your NBS, National Bureau of Statistics, this is what you get. APC did not believe in the figure, the lines. In 2010, there was a rebasing. The rebasing figure then was about $510 billion. That is the total money circulation, the total investment owned by Nigerians and owned by foreigners that in Nigeria that are creating the liquidity that will expand the economy. A man came, his name is Buhari, who does not even know how statistics work. Today, what's our rebasing? $264 billion. What happened to about $250 billion? Those same United Nations you are calling for, They've taken their money and walk away. How? Jude, we are in this country today. You are going to a country to go and invest your money. You say, okay, while I'm waiting for to catch on my flight, you walk into the lounge, executive lounge there, or the VIP lounge, to take some cup of tea. There's a flashing news that the chief Attorney General of the Federation, Bola Ige, is shot dead in his house. Till today, no report. Have you ever heard that case? There's no report. Will you go to such country that the chief law enforcement officer of number 1 is gone down? Calling for UN is you are making a mockery of yourself, because they know you better. Edo election, the 20 international observer accredited by INEC, go and look at their report about the result. Those things are those in UN, is in their desk. They are looking at it, and they will not come to help you to do what? Have you ever seen a China man has a building in Nigeria? That a China, please go through office of lands in any state and tell me, not the one they build as a factory, resident, that this land belongs to an American man or a British man or a German, French. But go to Dubai, Nigerians are going there to go and buy houses because they don't even believe in their process. They don't even believe in their country. So calling for UN. And then when our president went to UN to go and beg for, he was begging. Are we a beggar? We are begging. What is an appeal? Appeal is begging, no? For them to forgive us our debts. We are now a beggar country.
Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Okay, let's get to read more messages now. Now, someone is saying here, Sheikh Kors is saying, he said the only achievement in his speech is honorary award promised. What a joke. That's what he said. That's the only thing.
It's a serious joke.
He actually promised. I had them saying Nigeria is celebrating Independence Day. The country is in darkness and you're celebrating Independence Day.
Where there's no life for people to even watch you.
Seriously, right? Winfred from Surulere is saying, as a Nigerian living in Nigeria, take note of the following. 1, expect this current government to do the right thing is like expecting Satan to repent. 1. 2, if at this point in time, given all the gibberish, that each of your representative, for instance, and so many, I don't want to mention names. So who's sending this message? Okay, you didn't add your name. Why didn't you do that? Sorry, let me skip that first. Okay. Good afternoon to you. May God Almighty bless your guest, bless his family. He's a great analyst. Thank you so very much. Because of our time, I think I have to speed up now. Only a stone cold protest can break the shackles of bad leadership. Either we all protest or we all embrace, Kwashoko and home.
That stone cold protest, please. We need to define it very well, because a loss of life. The manner
of protest is one thing again. Some persons have said, let's all sit down at home, the way it's done in the southeast. All right, that's the only protest. Okay. If all Nigerians would agree to sit back at home and not go anywhere.
The woman that said gala on the traffic, can she stay at home? Because if he doesn't go to sell, he will not eat.
Don't we have gala sellers in the southeast?
They do. If you look at the economic of the southeast today, is it actually what we are proud of? We don't need to get to that point. See, my only appeal to President Tinubu, in as much as we don't like you, we didn't vote for you, but today you are the president of Nigeria, not president of APC, not president of Yoruba people, not president of the Hausas, president of, even to the madman on the street, you are the president. Please do the right thing. Posterity will judge everybody according to your deed while you are there. Today our former president is jumping here and here, our former president saying what he's supposed to have done where he couldn't do it while he was there. That's why today sometimes nobody listened to him. Jonathan said he said something recently. The world take that thing very serious. He said the democracy we all pray and gotten what happened in Edo is a dent to what democracy stands for. There were analysts across, watch both international media. When Tinubu leave office, can he say something that international media will take recognition of? Cannot. So that's what we are. It's an appeal. Let us, since you have converted us to a beggar, we need to beg you, President Tinubu, please do the needful. Nigerians are hungry. Baba, there are hungers. They go to some local villages. You see the hungers in their face. There are some communities that they've not gotten life for like 8 months. And the Minister of Power said 41% of Nigerians now live on power of 20 hours per day. 41, that is less than 50%. So the kind of protest we should do is not protest of destruction, please. We don't have it because they've reduced our rebasing to 264 billion now. Any destruction will reduce it more. The more the rebasing goes down, it's a common knowledge in commerce. The higher your GDP, the stronger your local currency.
Okay.
So your currency is a function. The strength of your currency is a function of your export capacity. As we speak, we don't export nothing. So we cannot afford to have any protest that will destroy any of those facilities that is not even there. It's not even sufficient for us, please. So the protest we'll be talking about is let everybody keep saying it the way it is. Do not go and collect small bribe. As it happened in Edo, people said their vote. Said the vote, collect 10,000, 15,000, and went out that saying that there's no light. The following morning, you are going to clinic to go and buy fake drugs. So those are the protests we should do. Nobody should collect anything from these people when they come begging you for the next 3 years. Those are the kind of protests I believe. And they are bringing their money, tell them say go and keep your money, we're going to deal with you. We have our voters card. That's your strength. That should be the protest for now. Please.
All right. Let me read more now. Well, a whole lot of persons understand that you are from either Delta or Edo State.
I'm in Nigeria first before the Delta.
They say they love the way you're speaking truth to power. I don't know if you fear anybody. You just say it the way it is.
You say it, you die. If you don't say it, you die. But when you are speaking the
those
truth,
are the words of Dino Melai.
Yes, that when you are speaking the truth to power, also be conscious of the legality of that office. Because if you insult Tinubu today, you are insulting the Nigerian presidency. That's why you don't come out to insult your leader. You don't abuse. If they've done something that you feel is inside of the law, please single-handedly bring them out of that office and guide them through why they shouldn't repeat it again. Because it is not my duty to condemn anybody. It is the law. It is the court that pronounce your crime. So we shouldn't insult any political office holder because it's not there by its making. It's there by the creation of the law.
All right. This person is saying, well, everyone is saying protest is not the solution. What then is the solution, or should we change the name of the country because we're just talking, making comments? What should we do?
Change the name of the country does not change the blood that runs through Nigeria that are used to bribe. Somebody called recently, Mandi. Is it this man, the former chairman of NCC or NC? Forgot. They should dissolve our neck.
Okay.
Is it the Namdi Sambo or something?
Namadi Sambo.
No, is it Amadi? So it's Amadi. Sorry.
Who?
The guy. There was a press briefing after I do. He said they should dissolve INEC. I said no, that's not a solution. You dissolve INEC, you're not going to go and bring somebody from America to come and hide INEC. You see the same Nigerians that are corrupt that believe it's my turn. You see the problem. So the challenge is, first of all, the deficiency of, let's look at it from economic angle.
Okay.
The deficiency of everybody is the government's problem. That means if all of us do what is right, the government have little or no problem. Okay. How do we do what is right? Let us keep saying it the way it is. Refuse to collect bribe. Refuse to see them as connection. Because when he favors you, he says my connection. When he doesn't favor you, we now start shouting corruption. We need to, when you did not collect bribe from, when you did not sing praises for these people. Imagine you want to do national independent day that everybody's angry. The president while we are selling Ashobi. Who bought the Ashobi? People that fell is our connection. We need to support them. That is where we are. So the best way is not to change the name. Change the name. Do you change Nigeria? Do you remove my blood? Did I remove your blood? The same children will grow to see that thing our parents have done. But we can start it by doing the right thing. Ensure that our children do the right thing. So that when they come to beg us for vote, we do the right thing with our voters card. Then the right people will enter there. Because either we like it or not, the current people that are heading the government are both at the state and the federal level. The state and the federal level, they do not have the credibility to strengthen institution. Because you need to look at the profile where they are coming from. Alleged of 278 billion. Taraba. Have you been to Taraba? In short, it should be one of the poorest states. That somebody have the infantry to mismanage.
I think I visited that state 3 years ago.
To mismanage 278 billion. My brother, do we have heart in this side of the world? Can American man thief $1 billion? Sometimes there are some news to hear, Jude. You imagine, are we human being?
It's okay. Let me also just let's rush up at this point now. Okay, Saheed Barua, he said, what other proof do we need to tell us that this man at the helm of affairs and his people have nothing to offer? His speech this morning, like those in the past, is very vague, empty, and uninspiring. What a shame. No wonder he kept running from presidential debates and couldn't attend interviews prior to the 2023 presidential election. We shall see how their end will be.
Do you know what my daughter told me this morning?
Okay.
You say, Daddy, this is how you are angry, so I'm too sure any day you see Tinubu, what will you do? I said I will collect the money I used to buy for to watch that useless.
INEC and judiciary remains the biggest problem of Nigerian democracy, not politicians. Not politicians. You know, Nigerian democracy and rule of law stopped on good luck.
The INEC, they are politicians. That's where the problem lies. Wike brother came to contest the election in Edo. Wike is the minister of FCT. Or the governor of FCT, if I may use that word. The problem is we are all political animals, according to this, what's this man? Is it what's this book?
It's actually where political animal has to do with
as long as you vote and you are voted for, you are a politician. Even the INEC people, they vote. Even they don't vote now, they vote before they go to that office. They have their affiliation, they have their sympathy for a political party. What we are saying, there should be an institution to checkmate your emotions in case I vote. I do campaign for some people. If tomorrow I'm not making an INEC chairman, it will not be foolish of me to now seek out that sympathy I have, not to be objective in my thinking, in my actions. That's where the problem lies. The problem is not politicians. The problem is the system. Okay, Jude, let me ask you a question. Do you think Tinubu will ever appoint somebody that's not going to work in his favor? Somebody that's not going to give him a result? If you are the MD of a bank today, will you employ your enemy? I don't know if you get it.
Yeah.
So Tinubu will always say appoint somebody that's going to be a chairman. Be the one to nominate the chief justice of the federation. You think we nominate his enemy, or you go and nominate somebody from opposition party? So the problem institution today, do you think American president don't want to steal? But this institution is watching you. If you go there and say no, come this way, because there's somebody that there are people that are honest, even though they are in your party, they are looking at the institution. Like I watched a documentary on how somebody will pick up in Mexico, those special forces, when they enter the drug dealer room. He say you are under arrest. He say he asked the guy he say name your price. He say whatever you need, I'll give it to you now. The guy say my loyalty is not for sale, it's for my country. So if that kind of person become your INEC chairman, he don't mind who employed him, don't care. So that's what we are saying. And there are people like that in the system that we can sort for and get them to get to that office by our vote.
Let's go. Let's go because of our time. I'm sorry I just couldn't take calls today, okay? It's just because of the nature of today. I mean, the show today, okay? I just hope you understand. Thank you so very much, everyone. Frank Ayala, I want to say thank you. Thank you. There are several areas I wanted us to touch on, but then because of our time, we just didn't go there. Tomorrow is another day, though. I'll get some other persons will be in the studio, with me tomorrow, who will help us look at what is actually playing out. Some of the things we couldn't touch today, we will of course touch it tomorrow by the special grace of God. Thank you once again for being a part of the show. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. Okay. Aristotle said, as regards a political animal, they claim that human beings are by nature political animals is one of the most fundamentals, of Aristotle's politics. And I quickly want to mention that. But here in Nigeria, like someone would say, we are animals, political animals. Leave the politics, bring in the animal. Indeed.
Yes, because we take it to the extreme. That's where the problem started.
I'm out of here, everyone. Good afternoon to you.
You are tuned to the city's #1 super dial.